I rejected my bully cousin's apology at the family reunion. My relatives demanded I forgive him, so I left the gathering altogether. I never thought I'd be writing one of these posts, but here I am, still shaking with anger and disappointment. This happened yesterday, and I'm still trying to process everything. For context, I'm a 28-year-old woman, and the cousin in question, let's call him Derek, is 30. Growing up, Derek was the bane of my existence. From ages 8 to 18, he made my life a living hell whenever our families got together, which was often since our parents are close. Derek wasn't just your run-of-the-mill annoying cousin. He was cruel, manipulative, and seemed to take genuine pleasure in tormenting me. It started with the usual stuff, pulling my hair, stealing my toys, calling me names. But as we got older, it escalated. When I was 12, he spread a rumor at school that I wet the bed, which led to months of bullying. At 14, he accidentally pushed me into a pool at a family barbecue, knowing full well I couldn't swim. I nearly drowned. At 16, he hacked my social media accounts and posted embarrassing photoshopped pictures of me, which took weeks to get taken down. The worst part? The adults in our family always brushed it off. That's just how boys are, they'd say. Or, he only does it because he likes you. It made me sick. I begged my parents not to make me attend family events where Derek would be present, but they insisted, saying family was important. So, I endured years of anxiety, dread, and humiliation, counting down the days until I could leave for college and escape. When I finally did leave for university, it was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I limited my interactions with the extended family, only showing up for major holidays and always making sure I had an escape plan. Derek seemed to have moved on to other targets, mostly ignoring me during these brief encounters, which was fine by me. Fast forward to yesterday. It was my grandmother's 80th birthday, and the whole family had gathered at her house for a big celebration. I almost didn't go, but my mom guilt-tripped me into it, promising it would mean the world to Grandma. I arrived late, hoping to minimize my time there. As I walked into the backyard, I immediately spotted Derek across the lawn. Our eyes met, and to my surprise, he started walking towards me with purpose. "Hey, can we talk?" he said, his voice uncharacteristically soft. I felt my body tense up, ready for some kind of attack or cruel joke. But what came next shocked me even more. I owe you an apology, Derek began, looking uncomfortable. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and I realize now how horrible I was to you growing up. I was a bully, plain and simple. There's no excuse for what I did, and I'm truly sorry for all the pain I caused you. I stood there, frozen, as he continued to apologize for specific incidents, the pool, the social media hacking, everything. He seemed sincere, his eyes pleading for forgiveness. But as I listened to him, something inside me snapped. All those years of pain, fear, and resentment came rushing back. I thought about all the nights I cried myself to sleep, all the therapy sessions I'd needed to work through the trauma he'd caused. When he finished speaking, the entire family was watching us, smiling encouragingly. They clearly expected a heartwarming reconciliation. But that's not what they got. "No," I said, my voice surprisingly steady. "I don't accept your apology." Derek's face fell, and I heard gasps from the relatives around us. But I wasn't finished. "You tormented me for a decade," I continued, my voice rising. "You made my childhood a living hell. Do you have any idea how much therapy I've needed because of you? How many panic attacks I've had? How much self-esteem I've had to rebuild?" I was shouting now, years of pent-up anger pouring out. "You don't get to just say sorry and make it all better. Your apology doesn't erase what you did. It doesn't fix anything. And I don't owe you forgiveness just because you've decided you feel bad now." The backyard had gone completely silent. Derek looked like he'd been slapped, and the rest of the family seemed shocked. That's when my aunt, Derek's mother, stepped forward. Now, she said in that condescending tone I remembered all too well. "Derek's trying to make amends. You need to be the bigger person and forgive him. That's what family does." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was like I was 12 years old again, being told to just get over it. I looked around at the faces of my relatives, seeing a mix of disapproval and disappointment directed at me. That's when I made my decision. "No," I said firmly. "I don't need to do anything. What I need is to be around people who respect my feelings and understand the impact of their actions. And clearly, that's not here. With that, I turned on my heel and walked out of the backyard, ignoring the chorus of protests behind me. I got in my car and drove away, hands shaking on the steering wheel. As soon as I got home, my phone exploded with messages. Aunts, uncles, cousins, all telling me how disappointed they were in my behavior, how I'd ruined Grandma's birthday, how I needed to apologize to Derek for embarrassing him. My parents called, begging me to come back and make peace. When I refused, my mom broke down crying, saying I was tearing the family apart. But you know what? For the first time in my life, I feel like I've stood up for myself against Derek and this toxic family dynamic. I'm proud of myself for setting a boundary, even if it makes me the bad guy in their eyes. So, Reddit, was I the asshole for rejecting my cousin's apology and leaving the family gathering? Should I have accepted his apology for the sake of family peace? Or did I do the right thing by standing my ground? Edit 1. Wow, I didn't expect this post to blow up like it has. Thank you all for your support and advice. I've been reading through the comments, there are so many, and I wanted to address a few common questions/points. 1. Yes, I've been in therapy for years dealing with the effects of Derek's bullying. It's helped a lot, but clearly, I still have some work to do. 2. No, Derek has never apologized before yesterday. This was the first time he's ever acknowledged his behavior. 3. To those asking why I didn't cut contact with my family sooner, it's complicated. There's a lot of cultural pressure to maintain family ties, and until yesterday, I thought I could manage limited contact. I'm now reconsidering that stance. 4. My grandmother doesn't know the full extent of what happened. The family has always downplayed Derek's behavior to her. I feel guilty about potentially ruining her birthday, but I couldn't pretend anymore. 5. To everyone sharing their own stories of family bullying and toxicity, I see you, and I'm so sorry you've gone through that. Your feelings are valid, and you don't owe anyone forgiveness. I'll post another update soon. Right now, I'm taking some time to process everything and figure out my next steps. Thank you all again for your support. It means more than you know. Edit 2. Okay, here's an update on what's happened since my last edit. 1. I've decided to take a complete break from my extended family for now. I've blocked everyone except my parents on my phone and social media. The constant barrage of messages was too much to handle. 2. I had a long talk with my parents last night. It didn't go great. They're still insisting that I need to apologize and make things right with the family. When I tried to explain how Derek's bullying affected me, they accused me of dwelling on the past and playing the victim. It was disappointing, to say the least. 3. My brother, 26M, called me this morning. Unlike the rest of the family, he's 100% on my side. He wasn't at the reunion, he lives overseas, but he's heard all about it. He shared some stories of Derek bullying him too, which he'd never told me before. It was validating to know I wasn't the only one, but also heartbreaking. 4. I've scheduled an emergency session with my therapist for tomorrow. I need some professional help processing all of this. 5. To the person who suggested I write a detailed letter to my family explaining my perspective, thank you. I think I'm going to do that. Even if they don't accept it, at least I'll have said my piece. 6. I'm overwhelmed by all the supportive messages and comments. Thank you all so much. You've helped me feel less alone and more confident in my decision. I'll keep you updated as things develop. Right now, I'm focusing on self-care and healing. Thanks again, Reddit. You've been a lifeline through all of this. Edit 3. It's been a week since the incident, and a lot has happened. Brace yourselves for a long update. 1. I had my emergency therapy session, which was incredibly helpful. My therapist helped me work through my feelings and suggested some coping strategies for dealing with the family fallout. 2. Following the advice of many commenters and my therapist, I wrote a long, detailed letter to my family. I explained the impact of Derek's bullying, how their dismissal of it affected me, and why I couldn't accept the apology. I sent it to my parents and asked them to share it with the rest of the family if they wanted to. 3. The response to the letter was mixed. Some family members reached out with genuine apologies for not understanding the severity of the situation. Others doubled down on their stance that I should get over it. 4. Derek, surprisingly, sent me a private message. He said he understood why I couldn't forgive him and that he respects my decision. He also mentioned that he started seeing a therapist to work on his issues. I'm cautiously optimistic about this, but I'm maintaining my distance for now. 5. My grandmother called me. Turns out, she had no idea about the extent of Derek's bullying. She was horrified when she read my letter and apologized profusely for not noticing or intervening. It was a tearful but healing conversation. 6. My parents. Well, that's complicated. My dad called to apologize for not protecting me better when I was younger. He admitted he should have done more and asked if we could work on rebuilding our relationship. My mom, however, is still insisting that I'm overreacting. It's causing some tension in their marriage. 7. I've decided to maintain low contact with most of my family for the time being. I'm open to rebuilding relationships, but only with those who show genuine understanding and respect for my feelings. 8. On a positive note, this whole situation has brought me closer to my brother. We've been talking almost daily, sharing our experiences and supporting each other. It's been really healing. 9. To the Redditor who suggested I start a support group for family bullying survivors, thank you. I'm seriously considering it. I've realized how many people have gone through similar experiences, and it could be incredibly helpful. 10. Finally, I want to thank this community again. Your support, advice, and shared experiences have been invaluable. You've helped me stay strong in my convictions and start the healing process. I'm still processing everything, but I feel stronger and more at peace with my decision every day. I'm learning that it's okay to prioritize my mental health over family obligations, and that true family supports and respects you. I'll post another update if anything significant happens, but for now, I'm focusing on healing and moving forward. Thank you all again. Your support has meant the world to me. Final edit. It's been a month since the family reunion incident, and I think this will be my final update. Here's where things stand. 1. I've maintained low contact with most of my family. It's been challenging, especially with the holidays approaching, but it's been good for my mental health. 2. My relationship with my dad has improved significantly. We've been having weekly phone calls where we talk openly about the past and how to move forward. He's even offered to join me for a therapy session, which I'm considering. 3. My mom. Well, that's still a work in progress. She's slowly coming around, but there's a long way to go. I'm trying to be patient while also maintaining my boundaries. 4. Derek and I had a face-to-face meeting last week. It was intense and emotional, but ultimately productive. He's been consistent in his therapy and seems to be genuinely working on himself. While we'll never be close, I feel like we've reached a place of understanding. 5. I've started attending a support group for survivors of family bullying. It's been incredibly healing to connect with others who understand what I've been through. 6. Inspired by the support I've received here, I've started a blog sharing my experiences and offering advice to others dealing with family trauma. The response has been overwhelming, and it's helped me find purpose in my pain. 7. My brother is planning to move back to the States next year, and we're talking about getting an apartment together. I'm excited about the possibility of having a strong family connection that's actually healthy and supportive. 8. I've decided not to attend the big family Christmas gathering this year. Instead, I'm planning a small celebration with my brother and a few close friends. It feels like the right decision for me. 9. Overall, I feel stronger, more confident, and more at peace than I have in years. Standing up for myself at the reunion was hard, but it was the catalyst for so many positive changes in my life. 10. To everyone who's followed my story and offered support, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've been an incredible source of strength and validation. I hope my story can offer some hope and encouragement to others in similar situations. Remember, you never have to accept toxicity in your life, even, or especially, from family. You deserve respect, understanding, and genuine love. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and set boundaries. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Thank you again, Reddit. You've been an unexpected but invaluable part of my healing journey. Final edit. It's been a month since the family reunion incident, and I think this will be my final update. Here's where things stand. I know we still have a long way to go. Healing decades of hurt doesn't happen overnight. There are still moments of tension, misunderstandings, and old habits creeping back in. But for the first time in my life, I feel like we're all genuinely trying. We're breaking the cycle, one day at a time. To everyone who's followed my story from the beginning, thank you. Your support gave me strength when I needed it most. To anyone out there struggling with family bullying or toxic dynamics, I hope my story gives you hope. Change is possible. Healing is possible. And sometimes, it starts with one person being brave enough to say no more. As always, I'm here if anyone needs support or just wants to talk. We're all in this together. Edit. Wow, I'm overwhelmed by the response to this update. Thank you all for your kind words and support. To address some common questions. 1. Yes, I'm still maintaining boundaries with certain family members. Healing doesn't mean letting people walk all over you again. 2. For those asking about the family therapy process, I'm working on a detailed blog post about it. I'll share the link when it's ready. 3. To everyone sharing their own stories in the comments, I see you, I hear you, and I'm so proud of you for speaking up. 4. No, I'm not planning on changing my username to the Cousin Whisperer, as someone hilariously suggested, but I appreciate the laugh. 5. For those asking how to start their own healing journey, my advice is to start small. Set one boundary. Have one honest conversation. Seek out one supportive person. Every big change starts with a single step. Thank you again, Reddit. You've been an unexpected but integral part of this journey. Here's to breaking cycles and building healthier futures, one story at a time.